Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
To realize the future America needs, we understand what's needed from us to face each threat head on. We've earned our place in the fight for our nation's future. We are Marines. We were made for this.
Welcome. It's time to smoke this over. It's that time of the week where you just get me. No interview, just Bob. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know what it is. You know who I am, Kevin Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link on mylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. This episode is brought to you by, and we want to say thank you to every last one of them. RideSismMagazine.com, BlushErotica.com, the Kinky Counter Company, the Queen of Law, Mitchell Ferrari, and last but not least, Past That Apparel, where you can find on TeePublic at Past That Inhalation Pot Knives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we smoke that pot and that good weed. You can find me, hear this, whatever, at FullSwapRadio.com, 5 days out the week in the mornings, early in the morning, so you can drink your coffee and wake and bake with us, as well as SGP Radio. Shouts out to Gerald. I need to get on my deans. I can come back on the show so we can talk some wrestling. And also, SkyHawkAfterDarkTV.com. It's Thursday. It's another wonderful week. This is pre-recorded. I'm recording it on Monday. So no telling whatever I talk about, no telling what might happen by the time y'all actually watch this. So there you go. Also, for you wrestling fans, y'all need to check out Pro Wrestling Smoke. It's back. I've been fighting with the notion of bringing it back because I enjoyed doing it with my man Billy Pilgrim. It was the offset for the Premium Smoke Room for me and Billy's show. We had, pro wrestling with Billy Pilgrim. We were wrestling on Pilgrim on wrestling. And then we had Pro Wrestling Smoke. And things didn't work out. One of many, podcasts that I tried and it didn't necessarily work out. But it's back. I talk about a whole bunch of different stuff when it comes to pro wrestling. I ain't even talk about the shows and so forth. So I got one that's up now. I got a new one that's probably going to be dropping at some point when I feel the need to record it, which I love recording, talking about wrestling. So I do that just as much as I do porn. So y'all check out Pro Wrestling Smoke. Also, don't forget, check out the Premium Smoke Room. I got some hot shit over there. Who I got dropping this week? Since I was up there uploading something anyway, what is this week? This week, I got the sexy and wonderful and lovely blonde Latin mom. So she's coming to the Premium Smoke podcast. Also, as of today, where everything works out, I have the new chapter of the Chronicles of the Spit Queen. And eventually I'll hook up with my buddy the one and only Bella Quiz. We gonna get a show at some point, you know what I'm saying? And everything. The game changing, the world changing, so much is changing, and we have to adapt to it and everything. And before I go into the worldly shit, it's something I wanted to bring up, and I plan to do a deep dive for STO Dark, Smoke This Over Dark, because I did do a deep dive speaking about the history of interracial porn, which I dropped a couple of, clips on YouTube that you can go check out. Any of you watching or listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. About sex and porn. Because with me doing my research and me being a history buff in so many ways, is seeing how the way sex looked, the way it was done, and so forth, is crazy. Because prior to the 1995, that's when I think the change hit. Prior to that, the porn scenes, the actual fucking in the scenes wasn't that long. They didn't do all the positions. And like we always said, they didn't have a lot of interracial, anal, BDSM, any of that shit, right? In 95, I think when the booty's gotten bigger, the sex in the scenes became longer. See, at one point it was about the story. Now, then at some point it switched to where we're gonna put more emphasis into the fucking, because the how long the fuck scenes actually end up being. Because actually time when I went and looked at one of the old videos, it was like the sex scene itself was like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Now we got 20 minutes and 30 minutes, and in some cases 40. Even to the dick sizes. Like when I looked at the first interracial scene for Behind the Green Door, dude wasn't packing like that. He had to been a good 7, maybe a decent 8. Now these motherfuckers is walking around with horse dicks. I remember they told me, they said when they did anal scenes, even around 2010 to a certain extent, the guy was actually a 7-inch dick. It wasn't that big. It just, the camera gave him more aesthetics by, well, you putting something decently thick into something tight, which is going to make it look decently thick, especially on camera. Let's keep it 100. So, but it just, I'm looking to do a deep dive on it. I'm going to try to break it down, even have some visual aids for y'all to look at. It's only going to appear in the Premium Smoke Room for the followers, because followers can actually watch STO Dark podcast. And also, as a follower on Loyal Fans, you get to see one episode a month of each of the podcasts, except for the Premium Smoke podcast and the special events. No, you got to pay to watch that, buddy. Sorry. Also, I think dropped a Savage Smoke for my Spotify subscribers with my man Peter King. It's been a long time since I had him up there. So, but like I said, I was looking at that, man. I was like, yeah, sex doesn't change. It's like they don't ride the dick the same. You know what I'm saying? It don't be real with you. It was like, in some of the scenes, you really didn't see dick in the pussy, and there won't no face fucking. I mean, hell, some of the motherfuckers, I don't think they even had a pop shot. It's crazy. It made me think how the way that sex has changed. Did that view ended up coming into mainstream society? That back in the day we was kissing and touching, working around clothes and being sensual and romantic and sexy. Now they want to fucking rail the hell out of these chicks. And in turn, the people that's watching think that's how sex supposed to be. Now, one, you're not supposed to be getting any pointers of sex from porn. It is still simulated. It's real sex, but it's not actually real sex. Meaning, yes, we penetrate. Yes, it feels good. But when you're doing real sex, you're fucking. You're not fucking with a purpose. You're not fucking to impress the camera. And the sex may not be that goddamn long. And y'all may not even do that many positions. Let's just be real. The head is not the same. Like, she might give you a great blowjob after a drunk night out with her girls. You might get anal for your birthday. Yeah. How many of y'all actually get your dick rolled, actually? Versus cowgirl and cowgirl. See, the more real sex is like in the movie to a certain extent. And that's still simulated. So let's just keep it 100. Actually, the sex back then was more of a realistic view of what sex is in normal life than what we got now. See, we extended the scenes for y'all for entertainment. And, well, they didn't feel like having these girls learning these scripts, and they didn't feel like making movies. See, and now I'm about to shut up because I'm going to give away too much of my research. Let me tell you who made the sex scenes longer. The mid-level companies such as West Coast Productions, such as Invasive Angles. Yeah, because one, when they started doing, well, actually even before that, when the compilation became a thing, where they just cut the skit off and just have the sex, well, there you go. And when them shit started to sell, once again, we are conservative. If it makes money, why not continue to do it? And others noticed the money was being made, and they started doing it. But you got to have a certain length within those shows. And they couldn't just keep taking a scene and you cut and paste. Because back in the day, you could actually tell that, oh, they extended this scene by just rewinding what I just saw. Which proves my point. Sex scenes wasn't that strenuous. They were strenuous, but not that strenuous compared to what we're doing now. So, intimate gangbang. It's like, you say an hour gangbang. The gangbang I watched, the bitch was like, 10 minutes. Not a pop shot or nothing. I'm talking about, you saw penetration. It was the mid-level companies because they need to extend the length of the scene. So guess what? We're going to do all the positions. We're going to do them in 5 minutes apiece, if not 7. But that's just a highlight of what we're talking about, that deep dive. So y'all need to subscribe to the Premium Smoke Room and or follow on Loyal Fans. Just go on Loyal Fans. For you fuckers that got OnlyFans, y'all got to get a profile on OnlyFans. So get a profile on Loyal Fans and follow me there. You feel me? So, because I got a live that I'm planning at some point, and followers as well as subscribers can submit questions to the ladies to be answered during the live. Y'all missing out on some serious interaction. I'm just saying. So, now, the big news, from what I understand, we begin with Shedeur Sanders. Because I played football. That's my bread and butter. And, hold on one second. Because I'm coordinating with Spit Queen because we got a show to record. Yeah. Shedeur Sanders, prior to the draft, was projected to be damn, if at one point, if not number two, damn near number one. Then slowly he dropped to 3 and so forth and so forth. Well, draft day came and he went all the way in the 5th round. 144th. Let's smoke that over. This weed here is called Raspberry Good. And this, well, I didn't get it from the dispensary. For any of you weed product companies, if you're looking for a smokes podcast, I got you covered. But anyway, now back to my point. Well, I've been hearing our analysts, everyone saying the reasonings why Shedeur Sanders dropped so low in the draft. From the way that he moves, the way that he acts, he's not that great of a quarterback. To him not participating in the Combine or the Senior Bowl. Can I tell y'all something? We begin with not that good of a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion, is a NFL quarterback. If Shedeur Sanders had the right team around him, we'll be calling him a national champion. He spent more time on his ass than he did throwing the ball. And he threw the ball a lot. He has a touch. No, he's not the fastest guy in the world. But he kind of put me in the mind of a Warren Moon. He put me in the mind of a Geno Smith. A guy that, yeah, he could lead a team to a fucking Super Bowl. You ain't got to be the greatest quarterback to lead a team to the Super Bowl. Let's not act like Jalen Hurts is like the top quarterback in the industry. Football is a team sport. Let's make that clear. Was it because you didn't do the Combine or the Senior Bowl? Yeah, that have a lot to do with it because they had no way to evaluate him with other great talent. See, when you do the Senior Bowl, it is an all-star affair. So I get to see you with the top wide receiver from Temple. I get to see you with the top running back from one. I get to see you with the best collection of offensive linemen in college football because it's somewhat an inside look of seeing what you would look like with a pro team because technically a pro team supposed to be the best from college. Whether he been there 10 years, whether he just got there, they all came from college. They all got drafted. The Combine, to see your individual skills. Now, I don't know why he didn't do it. He ain't the first person to have skipped both. Cam Ward, who got drafted early, he skipped. Two, I want to look at who all was drafted ahead of him so we can get a good quarterbacks drafted before Shedeur Sanders. Let's see here. QBs. There we go. Right there. I'm looking as we speak. I'm going to go to USA Today. We're going to USA Today. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to USA Today for this so I can pull this up. So we see who actually was drafted ahead of him, actually. Cam was drafted. Yeah, actually, he was the first pick. Well, goddamn. I didn't get to watch the draft, people. Let me just make this clear. I do not have cable, so I don't know an app that would allow me to watch the draft and so forth. Cam Ward was drafted. Jackson Dart, I do remember him from Ole Miss. He was drafted, pick 25. Louisville, Taylor Sowell. Okay. Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. Now, hold on. Let me show y'all something. And let's do a combined thought process, right? What all these teams have in common? They are major schools and powerhouses in football. Colorado, let's see here. Miami was favored at one point to win the ACC. Ole Miss, SEC. I don't need to say no more. They was one of the elite teams. Louisville almost won the ACC. Okay. Alabama. Oregon. Won't Oregon just in the playoffs? And then we have Shedeur Sanders. Now, never get Shedeur Sanders. He's talented as fuck. He's a beast. Yes. But the reason why Travis Hunter got is Travis Hunter. It was a lot of things that's factored into why he slid. But one of the things that people didn't look at is Colorado is not that big of a name of a school. To them, they felt that he wasn't good enough to overlook the change, him not showing up to the things they want him to, him not doing great interviews, him doing this, him doing that. And, oh, yeah, his dad is prime. If he went to the fucking playoffs, we'll be having another conversation. If he had won a national title, we'll be having another conversation. It ain't that he wasn't good enough as a quarterback, talented-wise. It was he was on Colorado. He didn't play the same competition. So, yeah, we know he good. But ultimately, it was like, do I really feel like doing his shit? He didn't do a great interview. But shit, hell, the numbers he got, he didn't really play no goddamn body. So now, I know people saying, well, he finally got drafted to the Cleveland Browns. See, I don't want to, because, I had to put it up on YouTube. The Facility is one of my favorite shows, okay? Because the way they come, they football players, they talk about NFL shit. And very, very articulate guys. And one of the guys was talking about him being drafted in the 5th round, what that actually means when it comes to getting an opportunity to start. Now, let me explain. I'll put it to you in the college sense. I was at NC State, right? And I played with many of the guys from NC State because they all went to Norfolk. And they knew who I was. They knew who I was. They see what I did on the football field. And a lot of them tried to convince me to come out for NC State. Now, as a walk-on, you're not on the team, you're walking on. So you're practically the dummy the tackling dummy to not be tackled dummy. You the practice squad. You feel me? That means you with the rejects. You with the guys that are like third string, fourth string. They just mix you in because they ain't got enough people on that end. You feel where I'm coming from? They ain't got enough people. You feel me? Only extraordinary walk-ons make the starting squad. They motherfuckers don't even make the squad to go to the goddamn motherfucking bowls. Now, in pro, think about this. You're fighting for a QB job. You're not second string. You're not third string. You're fourth string. Because let's make this clear. It's Flacco. Unless something miraculously happened that Deshaun Watson just don't come back, you still got him as the X factor. But they just say right now, Flacco, I think it's another guy that's there, and then you got the guy from Oregon, Dylan. Let me see, I want to say his name right. Dylan Gabriel. Okay. So there are a certain number of plays that they do during practice. I'm gonna try to dummy this down for y'all. I'm not saying y'all dummies, but I'm just saying for the average person to understand. There's a certain amount of number of practice. Let's say they got 10 plays, 16 plays they're supposed to do. Each starter, each level gets a certain amount of plays. Guess who gets the least amount of plays? The third string guy. He's the case in case of emergency. He's the guy that's on the end of the bench eating a hot dog because he will never see the game unless it's a complete blowout or both of the quarterbacks ahead of him got hurt. He is a non-factor in any way, shape. He's just there. So he got to fight his way up from 3 to 1. And he can't fuck up in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Because you know why? First, second, I think third round is expected to become starters or major players in that team. So he's coming in under the gun. So it was actually in his best interest to actually get drafted in the first 2 to 3 rounds. Because those rounds is you on the cutting block. You first on the cutting block. You're first on the cutting block. They looking at you. You trim the fat. It's the guys that just want to show up and try out for the NFL. The guys who, let me see here. The guys who, got drafted and drafted low. This is where the cuts happen now. Drafted low. Like you 4th or 5th, you Mr. Irrelevant. Then you go into second, the third stringers. The guys that come off the bench. Then we go to the starters. You know what Shedeur is at? Right below the guys that just showed up and wanted to try out. See, it wasn't self-inflicted. You can say that. Is it color in it? You can say that because the Mannings did it. I do recall Eli did not want to go to, I think, the Chargers. It was either Eli or I think it was Eli or Peyton that did not want to go to the Chargers or something. And they made it happen. No, it was Eli. He didn't want to go to the Chargers. That's how he ended up in New York. Funny, he picked the team that looked like they looked like had the same colors as Mississippi Rebels. You feel what I'm saying? The motherfuckers looked at they looked at the Sanders and said, y'all think y'all the Mannings. Hold the fuck up. Y'all think y'all the Mannings. Nigga, you was a quarterback. Art was a quarterback. You black, they white. What the fuck, nigga? Yeah, so, no, it's crazy that he slid that far, and I feel it's just wild, yo. Because even to the point where when I woke up the next morning and saw that he was not drafted, I was like, wow. Oh, man. Well, Shannon of the Sharpe. That's the other big thing that's been going on. I don't know what didn't happen since then. Another lady then came out saying that Shannon done did some shit and that he has other, I think, allegations that have popped up from back in the day. See, it's like this. That's why, it's the wait and see thing. Now, when I talked about it from my experience of being in the BDSM lifestyle to what the conversation was and for what it seemed like what was going on amongst their conversations. And that, how it could easily be played into a lawsuit situation. Meaning that it ain't that he really abused her, but she can use those conversations to kind of say, hey, he did this. And, in other words, I know that this trial is about to be messier than a motherfucker. But then when you add that he choked somebody at a previous job, see, I find it amazing that when many of our brothers, I don't want nobody to say that to me. So no, white people, no. Not like the brothers do. See, with the white ones, it's they either damn near dead, or it's some decades before you can even find anything on their ass. But the brothers, he didn't even get the big payday before he fucked up. I'm like, damn, you could at least wait for the payday, nigga. You could at least wait. Damn, nigga. And see, it goes back to my conversation. I've been saying this. And this encompasses so much because she also was 19. So it goes to one, what I'm about to say. The herd thins very heavily as you get older. 2, these motherfuckers think they invincible. 3, they don't get pussy like you think they do, and as much as they do, and the kind of pussy you think they do. We give too much credit to the celebs. We really do. We really think these motherfuckers is popping like that, and many of them are not. See, Let's keep it 100. And I'm not saying anything. Do you really think that Shannon Sharpe looks like a dude that can just smack the drawers off a chick? Ocho, different. Shannon, I didn't even know when to find the motherfucker attractive, actually. He couldn't do nothing but actually go after a 19-year-old to show some money. Some motherfuckers, they just keep 100. Some motherfuckers is not that attractive. I know I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I don't think I'm the finest man in the world, but goddamn. But goddamn, I'm just saying. Let's be real. There's certain dudes when you look at them, you can tell they get pussy. By just the way they look, by the way they move, by the way they talk. Aldous Elba, yeah, he probably gets some pussy for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain dudes now. Now, don't get it twisted. Is they getting a lot of pussy? No. Are they able to get pussy a little easier than the next nigga? Yeah. Are they able to get pussy and they wasn't famous or the same quality if they were famous? No. There's some that would now. Don't get it twisted. It shot when the IG video dropped, I was like, he getting some pussy for real. Somebody want to fuck this big nigga. I mean, I know he got kids, but we ain't ever seen, I don't think I ever seen a picture of his wife. Hold on, I'm just curious. Shedeur. Hold on, Shedeur Sanders. Hold on, Shedeur Sanders. Baby mama. I want to see this. What does she look like?
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
I mean, she cute, but she ain't. You know what I'm saying? She cute, but she ain't, hold on. We're going to pull this up real quick. Because fuck that. I got to show y'all. Because ain't no ever said anything or showed a picture of what she looked like. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I think this is baby mama. Let's look at baby mama. She ain't bad looking. No, she cute. She probably she banging down. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she was that deal, but and so I don't know how many baby mamas he got. So he might got 2, but if we ain't never seen his women. And so I'm just saying, what took me back about the sexual allegations that he was even getting some pussy. That what got me. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? That would shock me. I was like, well, damn. So now he is innocent before proven guilty. Well, it ain't even innocent proven guilty. It's we gonna see if she gets money out of this. Because, yes, it might be Busby. I get that. It is Tony Busby. He doesn't have the greatest track record. But even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, he might have found the right one. And like I said, too, also, like we go back to it again. The fact that he tried to sell for $10 million. I get he was trying to do the hush shit. He knew he had that $100 million coming up. But sometimes it ain't about the money, buddy. You can get that $100 million back once you prove that you're good. Key is knock it out. It's called being proactive. But I'm just curious to see when this video post drop and all this shit. Oh no, what the hell? Well, hit me when you are. I hit you around 6:45. Yeah, see, it's called coordinating for a show, people. So y'all seen it. We just giving you an inside look of what it looks like. But anyway, now I'm gonna do this real quick. Donald Trump's first 100 days. You didn't think I wasn't gonna talk about politics, did you? You actually thought I wasn't gonna say something. And his polls are in the shitter. Yeah, every last one of them. And people act like they were shocked. And I got to give the Republican commentators across the board, even Fox, when they had to announce that even in their own polls, he had the lowest polling in the history of polling. But I got to give it to them because they still go to back their boy, Scott Jennings. I think the other dude. It was like, and I got to respect that because you're like, fuck it, we fucked with him, we stuck with him. But I mean, he's in here for one term. Unless something miraculously happens where he gets an opportunity to run for his third term, he still is going to have his hands in the Republican Party because it's his party now until the day he kicks it. And see, him backing down from China and, well, trying to lower the tariffs and all that with China. I don't know. He might have changed his mind by the time this one dropped. People, he's finding out once again that this ain't a corporation. The manufacturer that y'all actually thinking that these people that he's pitching, they're supposed to be coming back. They're not coming back. I keep telling everybody, we are the biggest customer, but yet we have the biggest superstore. And what I mean by that is this. We have the biggest market because everybody wants to come over here. Because our market sets the world. You understand where I'm coming from? Look at Netflix. Their movies look like American movies. It's just Russian accents and language. I watched one the other day. I was like, well, damn, why they ain't drop this bitch over here? Everybody wants to come over here because it's money being over here. Even on the porn tip. You want to know why they're so happy for when any of us go over there to shoot? You're introducing them to the American market. Why do you think the girls in England, they're not getting OnlyFans because it's popping in England? No, they get it because it's popping in America. Lily Phillips got popping in America because of what? That viral video of her doing the gangbang with 100 dudes and she crying. Oh my God. Then she came over here to the AVNs. She did a scene with, I can't think, Brickzilla, whoever, and she did a collab with Wisconsin Tiff. They want to be in the American market. We're the superstore. We own the internet. Yeah, actually. Believe it or not. If we shut the internet down, the world will be fucked up. And they love our military. We are one of the tops in military technology. You think I'm joking? No. Look up the stats. I ain't even got to look up the stats to even show you on that one. We probably number one when it comes to military technology. How often have you heard America bought something from another country? How often have you heard America sold some weapons to another country? See, we import more than we export. It's just what we export is very important. They can't deny it. Because Trump could say, well, we cutting off. Yes, the world got internet, but why in the world you think them fuckers getting VPNs so they can watch our shit? You got the Lucha. You just had WWE buy AAA. America is where they want to be. It's the melting pot. It's where a Muslim chick can sit and have her OnlyFans and play with her pussy with her a hip jab. See, that's what this is about. What Trump didn't expect was all these moves that he made would backfire. Now, Elon, he made a dumb decision because him deciding to involve himself in the government has now fucked up his business. You already, I keep saying this. This Cybertruck is the ugliest shit I ever seen in my motherfucking life. So I'm surprised he was making money with that shit. People give a fuck. You found out you wasn't that well liked. And then the shit that y'all went through and did, it was a bunch of nothing. What did it have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. It didn't make prices go down. And granted, I get we may not see the effects till later on. Well, guess what? The way sometimes you can judge the effects by how things are moving. The effects is going to be catastrophic at some point. Yeah, because by this time next year, price is about to be sky high. It wouldn't surprise me if I get hit with something about my rent going up because he serves. And see, he's not realizing this, and this is the other part where he also started to realize. Y'all notice, the big corporations, they went and talked to him. Oligarchs. Man, you fucking up my money, you dumb son of a bitch. Jesus Christ, man. You gotta think about it. And see, when these commentators speak, and that includes the ones that, for the Democrats, you're speaking, I don't care what you say, from a privileged position because you don't have to worry about day to day. Everybody can't take a vacation in the Caribbean. Some of us got to save up for that shit. Well, except if you're a nurse. Them motherfuckers shit. They stay traveling. But I don't know. You got to understand. So when we hear these motherfuckers talk, they don't understand the pain because they don't feel the pain either. They're not, trust me, Scott Jennings is not worried about his electricity being cut off. Scott Jennings ain't worried about, do I got enough money to put enough in this gas tank so I can get the fuck home? And how I'm going to get to work the next day? Y'all signing contracts. Let's make that clear. Low key, y'all ain't noticed that. They signed a contract, so here. What? That means money. You don't sign contracts. Blue collar people don't sign contracts. We sign W-2s and W-9s. Contract me, there's some money that was getting paid. You guaranteed. Even a manager, they get salary. There's not a contract. It's employment. You have a contract. So, like I said again, and which means that money is up there. It means you're making six-figure, well more. So you can't speak for us. See, if you notice on these news, why don't they have regular motherfuckers that just come up there? Every last one of them is a celebrity of some kind. I mean, they speak to our pain, but do they feel our pain? See, at the end of the day, it's like everybody was so sharp because his 100 days has been crazy. We didn't have people that shouldn't have been deported. Plane crashes left and damn right. If I understand, he abolished the college loan payback. Now you got to pay back your college loans. Gutted Social Security. Dismantled the Department of Education. But then had the nerve to say that eggs is going down and they are going up. He has not made everyday living cheaper. He's not done anything really that will help the middle class. He just did a bunch of shit that he just felt that he needed to damn do to either appease his base, do the Project 25 bullshit, or revenge. Why the Department of Education? He don't like the schooling. He don't like what's being taught. See, this is a man that facts don't really give a shit. I ought to tell you something, because he put Linda McMahon as the head of the Department of Education. The fuck she know about education? She was a wrestling promoter whose daughter slapped the shit out of her ass for a storyline. So, but you got it. Overwhelmingly, he was voted in. And I keep telling everybody, and it's going to sound funny, and I'll scream it to the top of my lungs. Y'all dumb fuckers thought he was going to give you another stimulus check. I keep hearing that everyone thought they were better off under Trump. All because Trump bloviated his accomplishments. Biden never did. Y'all complained about an older president, and you elected overwhelmingly an older male president. Y'all elected a guy who y'all said was a businessman, but his businesses has been known to fail. See, hold on. I will play this for a second, and then I'm going to shut up. Hold on, I got to find. I got to find this shit. I'm going to find it, and All right, here we go. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Then I'm gonna shut up because this. When I heard this on YouTube, it's called Philosophy Coded. So let's take a listen.
Have you ever looked at someone in a position of power and thought, how on earth did they get there? We've all witnessed it. People who seem thoroughly incompetent rising to positions of authority while more capable individuals remain stuck in the shadows. Think of history's Emperor Nero fiddling while Rome burned, or more recently, corporate leaders like Elizabeth Holmes building a multi-billion-dollar company on technology that never worked. It's a pattern so common it feels almost deliberate. But what if it is? What if there's a twisted logic behind why the least qualified often end up with the most influence? Today, we're diving into one of history's most misunderstood political philosophers, Niccolo Machiavelli, and his brutal insights into why stupidity and power so often go hand in hand. But this isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a psychological phenomenon that shapes our world today, from corporate boardrooms to political offices. The uncomfortable truth: sometimes being smart is exactly what keeps you from gaining power. And understanding this paradox might be the key to recognizing the manipulative forces operating in our society, or even helping you navigate your own path to influence.
Now, y'all can go to that page and watch the whole thing. I ain't about to play the whole thing, but Machiavelli even knew this. Remember I said we believe anything and trust nothing? In everyone's gut, we knew that Trump shouldn't have been president. But because he was such an idiot, they loved him so much, they said, fuck it, why not give him a chance again? He made it seem like his last presidency was great. Facts didn't matter. Truth didn't matter. None of that shit didn't matter. Because us as Americans, we don't like smart people. It's funny, we don't. We're the only culture that do not like smart, intelligent people. We don't like logical thinking. We don't like logical opinions. We don't like logical concepts. We just want to hear it's going to be okay. I can fix it. I know what I'm doing. No. Because we want the simplest answer. And the answer that tugs at hope. Because that's what it is. Y'all was hoping that putting Donald Trump in from day one, y'all pockets is going to get right. And it done got rougher. We're in a trickle-down effect. Who feels it the worst and last is the middle class. See, we're not going to feel the effects of what's going on like that until around Christmas time. Watch my word. Y'all gonna be complaining like a motherfucker, man. I ain't got money, my job laid me off, because it's gonna be the new year and companies gonna do a switch over. Because now we're going into the election year. The midterm. So now We're uncertain about who the fuck gonna still be in the government. So we gotta make provisions plus add these tariffs that's going in. We're gonna feel it. We really gonna feel it, like I said, around that time. See, what happened was we was gonna feel what Biden did, which would have really boomed the economy in a way, but because he upended it. Plus, you gotta understand too, with Doge and the gutting of these government agencies and so forth, you gotta understand turnaround time. Might take months, might take a year or two. Especially when you're doing it dramatically like he's doing. America is overwhelmingly saying we're not happy for this shit, but you know what the GOP is saying? Forget the Democrats, because the Democrats still trying to figure out what the fuck their message is. GOP is saying, we're tough. Tough. We know what's best for you. Trump finding out that he ain't the baddest dog on the block. He's right now saying that Putin don't even want no goddamn peace. And Putin don't respect his dumb ass. But you steady kissing his ass. Elon Musk got to step away. And some of the people that he put in that cabinet, he's starting to see. Oof. See? Yeah, it's about to be the apprentice. You're about to see a whole bunch of firing coming up before the end of the year. Some motherfuckers ain't going to be there in that cabinet. Because see, the thing that in that same video that I just played, a fool is not going to put the best and most qualified around them. They're going to put the ones they're going to be the yes men. Yes. Yes, you're right. You brilliant. Yes, you can walk on your head and tap your feet. Yes, you can sit there and kill a bull with your bare hands. I believe you, sir. I have total faith in you. It's called that blind faith, that worship shit. He don't want to govern. He wants to be worshipped. What he considers respect is more of worship. Respect is I respect you for who you are and how you handle your business as the president. What he's looking for is whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking for anyone that can give him pushback, that can give him logical sense and intellectual thought process on how to govern. He just wants motherfuckers going to sit there and say, thank you for giving me these opportunities because I really need a check. That's what dummies do. But guess what? We love the dummies. We watch the dummies on YouTube. We watch the idiots. We love the foolishness. We are a country that went from being supposed to be wholesome to ratchet as fuck. And it was proven. It has been proven at the height of governing. Who more ratchet than Trump? I tell people, there's some policies that I got no issue when it comes to Trump. But he has more policies that I don't agree with than I do agree with. And it ain't that I have a personal issue with Trump for you Trumpers go fucking nuts. No. I just don't agree with his policies. It's a way of doing things that will make it easier for everyone. And there's certain inevitable facts and truths. There will always be people that are going to come across the border. There always is going to be immigration. The key is to just bring it down. There's always going to be crime. The key is to bring it down. There's certain things that are just going to be in place in this world that you can't change. The only thing you do is minimize it. It's just like you can't control what the next person thinks about you. You can't control what the next person do when you do something to them. But at the same time, you have to be mindful to think outside of your bubble also. Because you're going to miss something. And let me tell you what happened and what's crazy. The greatest magic trick in the history of the world was Trump becoming president because the whole United States missed something. And what they missed was his ideology is not going to take us into the next century, but set us back to the previous century. Because everything that he is promising is not going to happen fully. And I hate to say this, not every president gets what they promise. Not every president ever got their full agenda done. But what's going to be interesting is if this continues, those Republicans, y'all about to lose their house. And probably lose the Senate. But I'm going to tell you what's funny. Let me tell you what they will never, ever bring to the table. Limiting the time of a Supreme Justice being a Supreme Justice. Now, that's the one fucking amendment that needs to happen. That's a conversation for another day. So, I got to go. I got to get ready for another show, Miss Big Queen, and want to get that done so I can watch my wrestling and eat, smoke, because I got these new discovered pre-rolls that we have in the legal pre-rolls, and legal weed is pretty good. I'm not even going to front. So now we end these things all day. Oh, don't forget, and before I even end it, don't forget 2 ways to get extra content via subscription. One on Loyal Fans, the Premium Smoke Room. I'm talking about 4 premium podcasts over there, as well as special events known as the VIP Smoke Room. I even go live over on X from the VIP Smoke Room, and the conversation gets saucy. Tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what might pop out unless you subscribe. And also check out Savage Smoke here on Spotify. As I talk to industry top male talented producers, as we discuss that real smoke about the industry from a male perspective. And my favorite had the smoke on it. I got to record a new one where I give my unapologetic, possibly unpopular, controversial thoughts, takes, and views on a topic or two. You know what I'm saying? Where I really let loose and I don't guide my comments. You take it personal. You paid for it to hear it. You feel me? So that's what's going on. So either way, subscribe to the smoke. Whether it's premium smoke, whether it's the Savage Smoke. You feel me? Plus also over on Spotify, I got a whole bunch of other stuff for you to look at. So don't get it twisted. So I'm out. You know, we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over.